Hello ladies and gentlemen, the Game for Great and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall. Now last time obviously we built up this army with Hu Zheng and we're sending him down this way to try and see if I can meet up with the Syndicate, who I believe is down there. Of course we met up with our favourite dead person. Here she is. So of course you remember Dao was originally like our second in command in the last campaign. Turns out she isn't dead after all, so she's here. We also defeated Alan's army, the assembly over here. But we will encounter more of them, don't worry. And then of course we have this army of Keiko sat here waiting, because I'm not entirely sure what to do with them, but I'll figure something out. And we're of course just upgrading this settlement, and then we got another colony set up over here, which we're just doing a bit of renovations for as well. So yes, we got quite a lot done last episode, so it's just sort of going to be a bit slow going now, because we just need to get everything up and running. Okay, the Marauders are attacking, but thankfully got pretty decent defenses now, so there we go, problem solved. Oh, some more attacking my main army again. Destroy them, excellent. You done now? Yes? Okay, thanks. The shifting tides of the void only allow for short moments of clarity. I said you already met some of the groups invading Serena's Alpha. Be careful, they must not be allowed to find what they seek. Ah yes, of course, that was from last time. So yes, we are hearing a voice in our head, so maybe we're a little, cuckoo. But yes, there is obviously something on this planet which this voice does not want us to discover. Now what I'm going to do is operations
primed and ready.
Yep, monitor there, and that'll expand. And then what I can do actually is I can go to this one and abort, so I don't have to spend the 5 energy each turn on that one now. But we'll have this one here, so then what we can do is we can place one down and get rid of that one, and then do that, so we should be able to get a view down here. And that'll probably happen before our army reaches them, so at least we'll have a bit of visibility on them before we get down there. Now I could send this one out to scout, perhaps go up this way, but I'm not entirely sure I want to, because it seems a little risky. Here we go. We've just discovered the assembly, so I think it'd actually be wise if I brought this one over this way just as a sort of defense, and then I can move my main army over this way, just as a bit, just to make sure they don't head this way, because I'd really rather they didn't attack, because we're not at war with them just yet. But if there's one thing you need to know about the assembly, it's that they just want to break down all life, all matter I suppose, and reassemble in it into what they want. So yes, that's of course why the assembly are part man, part machine, because they break down people and basically put a few organic things like a brain and such into a metallic body. So they are of course quite creepy and such, but I actually think they're pretty cool, and they are definitely interesting to play, but they're not popular. But nevertheless, we received, so they're offering content information for the Syndicate Commander in exchange for 100 enemy energy. That's a fair deal, because I can get that back almost instantly, and I do need to find out about the Syndicate. Here we go. Givori Ardelli. Good day, Colonel. It is a welcome change to meet a vanguard that is still wearing his uniform with pride. Hers. I guess they didn't do male-female, but okay, whatever. Most of your fellow officers are so shell-shocked about the collapse of their precious Star Union that bending their spirit has become a task easy enough for any first-year initiate. You, on the other hand, Colonel, you've just arrived from a time when word of a vanguard was the law. So fresh, full of energy, corrupting your high principles will be a delightful challenge. I'm not interested in the perverted pleasures you draw from your crime syndicate. State your business or keep your mouth shut while we settle this the old-fashioned way. You'll have plenty of time to talk once you're in an imperial prison cell. You see, Colonel, that's precisely what I meant. All that passionate righteousness you spout is just marvellous. You and I are going to have so much fun together. Givoriardelli. That name sounds familiar. He was dismissed in disgrace when the Union shut down the Sinumbra project. The Sinumbra represents the worst inclinations a mind can conceive. As a trainee, I knew victims of their ruthless experiments, pale and agonized. Though those poor souls kept babbling nonsensical gibberish about demonic hallucinations. Well, we've met them now, so if it has a strong relish, dedicated base, find it. Okay, so now we have to head over there. So we can obviously head over that way, but I might make a pit stop here because I need to meet them anyway. So just continue heading in this direction. If I go there, then I'll get like an extra move out. So we've got environmental conditioning, excellent. Because this allows us, so in this region here, we now get plus 10 food for the river, it being in this domain. Of course that stadium is occupied and I'd rather like to get it back, but not quite at the moment. So this is what I mean about, you see this river here, it runs pretty much through my entire colony, and I could keep expanding my colony so that the river stays within its borders. Like I could also get the Loner's Wilderness there as well. And so of course every sector that has that river in it, I will get a bonus. So of course this sector doesn't have a river in it, but of course it has the high rise, which gives us one plus to the colonies. But yeah, as I said, the river is actually quite useful. And worlds like this tend to have quite a number of them, because there's another one here, because since it does have quite a lot of water in it, but they're usually more lakes and stuff, they don't have like a dedicated ocean, apart from a few places like here which sort of run inland. You will find quite a large number of rivers and such in the areas. Here, there's another one here. So it's obviously useful, if possible, to build colonies that have rivers running through at least a few of the sectors, especially if you put them as sectors that produce food, because of course you will then earn more food from them, which will of course help your colony grow even quicker. So it's not necessary, but it's always something to think about, because the bonuses it provides will actually be quite useful. I think I'm going to stop that now because I want to get the hydro exploitation up, so then I'll do the society one after, and then botanical gardens there. Come over here, so after combat then I can do botanical gardens, because the botanical gardens just gain, you know, 2 happiness slots and some morale as well, so it just makes everybody happier and such, which is good because you want to make sure the happiness is up, because of course you'll start losing out on resources if your colonies become unhappy. But that shouldn't usually happen, especially on earlier campaigns like this. Once you start playing as, you know, the Syndicate or Keiko and such, you'll probably find it happens a lot more, because as you get further down you'll see the difficulty of each mission goes up or down, and of course you can increase the difficulty as well, so even the easiest ones can be quite difficult. But definitely the really later ones, they will actually be quite difficult to do, and this is merely because well, they are of course more challenging in and of themselves, so even lowering the difficulty to its lowest rating, you will still find that they are difficult and a lot more challenging than what you're used to. So you will of course find that almost immediately, and again I don't want to mention any spoilers, but the Invaders DLC, you will find the second mission particularly, but also on the first one, but definitely the second one, which we'll get to eventually, but it'll be probably quite a while. But yes, what you will find with that is that it will be incredibly difficult, because I'm just going to say this, but I'll not mention anything else. You will have quite a large number of enemies all at once coming up against you, and you'll have very few allies. And the placements will make it quite difficult as well, because you're not close to your friends. And throughout the campaign, you will have to declare war at least once, because your ally will draw you into it, and you cannot break that alliance. So it is quite difficult as a DLC, because almost immediately you'll be drawn into a war against a faction that controls probably a fifth or a sixth of the entire map. It has 20 armies and such, and you will have nothing. So you will have to absolutely get your defences up and build armies as quick as possible in order to, and get your colonies up as well, just in order to survive. Because once your HQ is taken, you won't be able to do any operations, your production will be right down, you can't really do anything. So it will be almost impossible to expand, because you will have to spend the entire time defending. Now, of course, like I said, on these ones, it's easy. We're not actually at war with anyone yet, and if we do, we should be able to deal with them, because they will not be that aggressive. They'll occasionally send some units over, maybe an army or so, but with some good strategy and a couple of good movements, you should quite easily be able to encircle and probably destroy them quite quickly as well, or at least force them to retreat by moving more powerful armies up. So yes,
available for priming.
it will definitely be quite easy to defeat people this early on, but like I said, it's best to try and go down a peaceful route where possible, because of course with some people, such as the Assembly and perhaps indeed the Syndicate, you will have to go to war perhaps at some point, especially if, you know, your friends drag you into it. But for now, we can stay friendly with the most of the races you can see at the bottom, 5, 3, 3, and 3. They all, you know, relatively like us, so they have no reason to declare war. So as long as you don't, and your ally doesn't, you shouldn't have any issue with them at all. But you know, it's always good to be prepared nevertheless. Raiders are probably the biggest problem, but I have had the occasional time where your ally, you know, starts going to war with them or something, and then you get dragged into it, because if your ally declares war and asks you to join them, you can either join them or don't. But if you don't, then your alliance with them will be undone, and you'll go back down to just, you know, having a non-aggression pact. So you'll have to regain that alliance, but they'll probably ask you to declare war again. So I would be very, very careful with who you make alliances with, because if you make it with the wrong person, you're probably going to spend a lot of time going to war with people you don't really want to. So don't make allies with everyone, especially someone who's unpopular, because I can almost guarantee you will be drawn into war on their behalf, and you don't want that. Now, of course, this again depends on how you play, your difficulty and such, and it won't be the same for you. Like, this map will not be identical for you, these people won't be in the same places and such, and, you know, I don't know everything about this game myself either, so there are of course things I don't know. So you've got to take what I say lightly.
Primed and ready.
Like, it won't all be accurate, there'll probably be a few things that I'm not saying correctly and such, but this is how it works to the best of my knowledge. But I can't exactly promise that that is definitely how it will go. But yes, I do feel confident in saying that that is how the game works, but, you know, don't hold it against me if I'm wrong, okay? Nevertheless, get the kicker there to defend. We're getting that up, so it should be ready next turn, and then we can start getting the other stuff up. colony is steadily growing. We're nearly finished with the simulations, and I think we'll just stay here at the university for now because we have no reason to go anywhere else. And then end again. I do want to get that stadium, but I don't fancy engaging them just yet. And I don't really want to move my main army back there to take them out. At least we've made contact with the Syndicate again, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's them. Like a light green with a red like outline. You can see their borders will of course match their banner colour, so you can tell sort of who a faction is. Yeah, right, shut up. By the outline, like if you know what they look like, or if by their structures, because if you zoom in you can see it's like a dome round with like a small tower on top, and that the buildings are very spherical and they look quite like they're built of stone and such. That's sort of a giveaway that this is Syndicate, because as you can see, Vanguard looks very, you know, metropolitan, skyscraper cities, you know, like your typical sci-fi future city looking place. The assembly, of course, is quite machinery red and everything's metal and such. Then the Devar, everything is industrial, so everything looks, you know, factories and such. And then, of course, you have the Amazons, everything's like white and eco-friendly. And the Keiko, obviously everything looks like a hive, you know, bugs, insects, that sort of thing. So you can actually tell what a faction is if you just get a glimpse of even just one of their sectors. You should be able to make a guess as to what it is. And that's something I picked up from playing this for a while, because you'd get to like here and then you just see the outline or maybe the edge of the colony and you'd be like, who is that? And then you'll be able to look at the buildings and go, aha. Or if you knew what their faction, you know, flag, their banner was, and you saw the colour, you'd immediately go, I know who that is. Because of course ours is yellow with black, because that's of course what our banner is. Okay, we've got tank car. So now we're doing the Aegis tanks. So after that, what should I do? Phoenix Op Station, perhaps? Request another hero. Keep him moving, he's nearly there. Getting close now. Yeah, as you can see, a good trade, but my friendship's not high enough to like request ownership or anything. The techno profit's actually pretty powerful, but I've never really gotten to the point where I can use them. Keiko, stay there. You stay there. Automaton faction, yeah, don't care about that, thank you. And I'll end again. He seems to be moving his units just outside the dwelling of the Paragon here, but he's not moving towards me or anything, so that's okay. We should be able to get along. There we go. Salutations, Sophia Baralucia. Your reputation precedes you. We've heard you seek to save what is left of this union on Serenus Alpha. How may I help you? Respectful greetings, Prefect. Your offer is greatly appreciated. We need answers. What happened on this planet? Tell me of Outlander or Syndicate interference. Has there been any contact with Vanguard's Central Command? Of course, for someone returned from a sleeper mission, this whole situation must be horrifying. Almost 2 centuries ago, Serenus Alpha was hit by a cosmic shockwave. This eruption from the void devastated the planet. About 1/4 of the population died from the impact alone. Today we call it the cataclysm. Any faster-than-light travel and communications were made impossible by the following void storms. The destruction and isolation left Serenus Alpha in ruin. During the chaos, our Kirko slaves rebelled. They founded an independent colony near the cryo facility dedicated to Emperor Tholian. As for Outlanders or Syndicate, other parties arrived shortly before you did, Commander. We don't know their intentions. They are opportunistic, but if they are part of any larger invasion, they are not well organized.
Objective completed.
So we get a fanatic for that. That's cool, but whatever, I don't actually care. Okay, so we'll start heading up this way. Nuclear fallout, that's unpleasant, but it's right here, so I should be able to just do that on my way. So that's there, yeah, okay. Alright, just move this way. So yes, you can see like what their cities look like here. Quite like just metal piping and such. Yeah, you can wait there. Keep forgetting to do it, for God's sake. Okay, so they move their armies back, that's nice. There are still 2 commanders we haven't found. One, of course, being the Kiko, who will be over here. And then the last one being... oh, I don't remember. Nevertheless. You request another one, please? Thank you.
Operations primed and ready.
Okay, so we can deploy another one there. And then we can, of course, prime a new one. And abort that one. This is just for money saving purposes, because if I kept all of them up, they'd each be taking 5 energy a turn, so I wouldn't actually be making any energy. Which would sort of be pretty pointless, you know. I can just move over here real quick, so you can see he's got himself and 2 units here, making a pretty powerful army of only 3 units. And then these 5 over here, which are pretty powerful by themselves, and they don't even have a commander. So yes, he's not going to war with me yet, but if he does, he would certainly be able to win, at least at the university grounds. So go over here and clear the nuclear fallout, because it'll just make passage easier. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not ever going to annex this or anything. I'm not going to set up a colony down there, but you know, it's good just to get it out of the way just in case. This is obviously not a very large colony. He only seems to have it going this way. I can't see it over here. He's not going around the mountain or anything. Colony in Bristol, that's nice. There's a good residential development, dorm protocols, then operational effectiveness. Excellent, now we can finally annex the university for Nebbington. You wait there, and then you can carry on up this way.
Operations primed and ready.
So we now have a view of this. Alright, you wait there, you stay there. Totally, why not? Should I take like 3 turns? 1 even. Nice.
Objective completed.
Thank you. This colony's getting up now. So I'll do that. Algae farms. And that. So yes, now we have the university, which offers a load of, well, it's got a river, so that's 10 food, but we also get a bunch of research as well, so that gets our science right up. Time to infection demand, okay, why not? He wants to join, he actually looks pretty good, so we'll take him, yes. Move him there. And then we can start an army. So if we build that... and we can start building stuff next turn. We'll just generate energy, get the energy production up anyway. So you can keep moving that way, that's good. Okay, independence, and then me. There we go.
Operations primed and ready.
Okay, well if I come over here, I can now place one here thanks to my army, which is giving me a better view of their territory. I think it's probably best if I go for this, because the orbital defense uplink will really make fighting a bit more difficult with my army. Or I get a laser tank, that'd be nice. And turn again. One thing I'm wondering is if I go to diplomacy, does Zhou have any... No, it doesn't seem like it. I was just wondering if she had the contact information for the Kiko commander that I need to become friends with. Because if she did, then I could obviously do it that way, but I suppose that's not going to happen. However, I can of course go this way, so if I just move an army over here, which I think might be, obviously, Huizhang after I've been up here. This is where the followers of Gavoria daily conduct their rituals. We must proceed into the compound with caution. There is no way of telling what psionic nightmares await us therein.
Completed.
So clear it. I could just go straight over, enter. Yeah, sure, no, he's probably not going to declare war, so it's fine. Oh boy, that's pretty risky, but fingers crossed, right? At least if some of our army survives. Oh, didn't lose a single unit, that's even better. The secret must not be revealed. The risk is too high. Its knowledge, another cataclysm. Trust my word, Sophia Balucia. During the parade on Redulus Alpha, you may have shyly looked away when my procession passed you, but there is no reason to be afraid of your Empress. Let me guide you. Empress Carmenia? Your Highness, this is impossible. How can you possibly remember I was a little child? There were thousands of spectators that day. I never even considered it possible that you noticed, but I wasn't afraid that moment. It was just that I know, do not worry. The little secret has always been safe with me, but now you need to listen. Serenus Alpha, it has to be. I cannot believe it. Empress Camille is still alive and talking to me in my thoughts. Am I losing my mind? Could this be some psionic trick or dream world? No, it all felt too real. Only Empress Camille could know. Ah, Colonel, welcome to our humble establishment. Take a good look around. What you can see here is the future of mankind, a future that could also be yours for the taking. The only things I have seen since I entered here are agony and suffering. We've already had more than enough of that throughout our history, thanks. I think I'll pass. Don't be a fool, Colonel. I am talking about true power. People that have the courage can use that power for the greater good. It's why you joined the Vanguard, Sophia Balucia. Doing right requires drastic action. Look past your preconceptions. This high number offer you the means to reach true greatness. Or in other words, all I need to do is rid myself of my humanity. Your recruitment speech is over, Ardeli. I'll incinerate this planet before I let it fall into the hands of a self-deluded monster like you. Yeah, it's really laying it out there, huh? Yes, now that I've done that, it's time to leave. So if I move my army up here, I can then move it across to go and find our good old buggy friend. So get that going, yes, okay. You wait there, you wait there, you wait there. Okay, and again. So now we are speaking to our Empress psionically. We've just been in there and boy did it not go well. So of course we've claimed this temporarily, but he may come and claim it back perhaps because I have no real use for it. I'm certainly never going to set a colony up here because that's just stupid to do it next to him.
Ever seen a metal fire?
Okay, that's good. No thank you. Upgrade your hero. Well, I suppose ground commander will do. That's all I can get for now, but that's fine. This guy actually looks pretty cool with his purified gun, 24 flame damage, and then a thermal grenade. Of course, a bit of a pyromaniac you are. Okay, get you going.
Operations
That's
primed and
prime
ready.
now. Put it there. And then I can get rid of this one. I'll incinerate, strike. There we go. So now we can actually see his forces clearly. I'm just going to leave that one and not put any more down, because I can see the main part of his colony and such, and he probably doesn't have another one, or if he does it won't be much larger, so it's alright. Leave everyone where they are. Set military research. Smart defense modules, I suppose. And then Walker Core, then Carrier Command, and then future military tech, but that's not gonna happen. 71 turns, we're not even gonna be there. I mean, it'll probably go down over time anyway, the amount it would need, but I mean, I've never actually been able to use that, so I don't even know what it is, because why would it take that long? I want to get Dawn of a New Union up, so I'll put that next, and then this. But I've never had the game take long enough for me to research that and then ever use it, whatever it is. Because I presume, depending on what type of technology you use, whether it be Xenoplague, Promethean, whatever, it will change, but it will be some sort of earth-shattering, total annihilation of an enemy colony type weapon. But again, I've never ever had to use it, because I've never had the chance, and there's no reason why you should have to anyway, because realistically you can solve most things diplomatically, and those that you can't, all you need to do is take their headquarters, and you should realistically be able to defeat them, or if they have another colony, just go and take that one too. A couple of powerful armies are more than enough. So I don't even see the reason for needing a future super weapon or anything. But like I said, I've never had to use it, I've never been able to, so I don't know what it does. If you guys know, let me know, because I'd actually kind of like to know what exactly it is, and if it does depend on your technology that you're using. Yeah, that's a story for another time. Perhaps on one of the later missions we'll actually get around to using it, because on the harder campaigns, the turns will be longer, because on these ones you never really get to triple digits, but I've had some of them, like the really later ones, go over like 100 turns, because it just takes you forever, because if you go to war with someone it takes ages to wear them down, and then in some cases it just takes so long to explore everything, complete all of the missions that you have to do and everything, so I don't even, like, I have no idea at all about some of the stuff, but nevertheless, if you guys know, let me know. But yes, I'm gonna end the video here, because we've done plenty. If I get an Aegis tank going up and then a Vanguard gunship, but yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. We've done plenty. We've got another army going, got some more stuff up. We've met the Syndicate, and we've been over there. We've talked to Empress Carmenia again, just get him going. And now we're heading up to go and find our buggy kid pal, Tilzert, and we'll then go over towards Emperor Tholian's tomb. But yes, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys remember to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on to miss another video. And yes, I'll see you guys next time, so thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.